Alright. As you see here, this is a 12-volt battery. It stores its electricity between the lead and lead oxide plates, and everything that is wired to here uses electricity all the time when the car is on.
Okay. Alright, so we come inside to the interior. Right here's a key. And right here is what we call the ignition switch. You put the key inside, and you then, all this stuff lights up, because it's supposed to. And if you turn it all the way, it cranks over. And what the starter does is it takes electrical energy and it puts it it changes it to rotational energy. And meaning it's going, when the ignition system starts, it sends a spark from the spark plug to basically get the 4 strokes in action. And it's going to get the flywheel, which is in there, connected to the engine and transmission. It's going to get that spinning so that the crankshaft starts spinning, which will allow a special little tool we have so that all the power can stay charged.
Man, so once you got that flywheel spinning, it's going to be turning something right here called the serpentine belt. That serpentine belt will then spin a little rod inside the alternator, which will then convert its rotational energy back into electrical energy, and through this wire right here, it transfers it back into the battery, storing the energy
to recharge it. Now, what we got here, this is what they call a fuse relay. Alright, now fuses are extremely important when you have anything electrical. What does the fuse relay do? Well, it takes a big load, like the 12 volts in this battery, and what it does is it takes the big 12 volts here we have then that are sent to the fuse relay through these wires. It takes the big load and it acts somewhat like a lever, if you think of it that way, where you have a big load that's too heavy for you to lift by hand, so you take something and you put it underneath it and you pull down on the lever and it makes a big load easier to move throughout the car, in this case electrical energy, and it doesn't overload the circuits. Now fuses are also very important, and what fuses do, they act as they
keep the load off the wires.
Yeah, they keep the load off the wires. And that's key because if you have a short circuit throughout the electrical system,
it won't ruin the system.
It won't ruin the components you have. It'll take the load off of it and it won't burn down your car.
killing you inside of it.
Polluting the earth as we know it.
Fuse panels?
Explosion.
Fuse panels?
Don't you want to point them out at least?
Fuse panels in my car.
Like every car should.
There's one, I'm not going to open up the door, but there's one if you open up the glove box. Actually, I guess I will. You take this, and what we can do is unhook this. In here there's a fuse panel along with the heater core and everything. There's also a fuse panel underneath the steering wheel and on either sides of the dashboard.
Is that it?
That is it.